we trusted with such an important topic, which is celebrating women's right to vote. I want to start off with a quote by, and actually it's Oprah Winfrey's definition to what power is. And she says that it is strength times strength times strength over time. That is what power brings us. So we know that women have accomplished so much over time. And our strength multiplied has, for the first time, a woman who has the potential to become the first woman, powerful person, as in the presidency of the United States. I think that deserves a hand clap from the women. We'll take that from the women. That's a powerful place to be. So over time, we see what the women's rights movement has produced. And that's an exciting time for women. So in reading The American Thinker, the women's suffrage in the U.S. was, as we've seen in that video, finally achieved in 1920 with the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. The first 2 decades of the 20th century saw an increased support of men and women for women's civil rights. As stated in an article by Stephen McCain, in 1920, American women were, for the first time, able to vote for president in all states of the Union. The female vote counted for 30% of total votes cast in that election. And the women's vote gradually increased, but remained below the 50% threshold until the election of 1964, when nearly 51% of the voting electorate were women. The female vote has exceeded the male vote ever since. Yes. So for as long as I can remember, I personally have dreamed of being in a position of influence, to be a voice for those who don't have a voice, to do what is right by people, and to serve them, giving them my best, hoping that I can bring out their best. And being in that position required a vote. So as president and CEO of an organization, I needed a vote of the board. And when I ran for Board of Education for Tennessee, Kansas Public Schools, I needed the vote of the community. And having experienced those two things reminded me of how powerful voting is. Yeah. Because within that vote, we have the power to vote good people or bad people. And so it's our duty to make sure that we understand who those candidates are that are running, so we're putting the right people in position. So I can boldly celebrate women and their right to vote. Because not only can I vote, but you can vote for me. So I boldly celebrate it. So while there is a history and current events of exercising our rights into promise, and we have a future that I believe says the same, we must not stop and assume more. We must not stop and assume more of a leadership role in exercising our rights. So while we're celebrating today, the celebration should never end. It takes determination and a will to be a leader. Because when we assume the power to vote, then we need to take a leadership role in how we vote. That responsibility comes with knowing what's right and being held accountable for what's wrong. Leading is about giving and making sacrifice. As women, giving and sacrifice comes natural to us. By design, we were created this way. We are physically fit to carry life and sacrifice our bodies to give birth to life. By giving birth to life, we understand hurt, pain, labor, strength, and courage. And you would think after going through that one time, we would be done. But no, we do it again and again and again. And for those women who haven't, it doesn't change anything. Because we were created with a womb, we still carry the greatness of giving life. So, knowing everything we know about what life does and that sacrifice, and as women we are nurturers, it really does come natural for us, right? To give and to make sacrifice, which puts us in a great position to lead. Knowing everything about what it takes to be a leader, we lead in our home, we lead in our church, we lead on our job. And while there may be times when we follow, there's absolutely opportunity to lead. So, leadership cares about the success of others and responds to it with love and humility. We do this so much better, I think. Because of how we're designed, we are very sensitive and sometimes emotional. Can I get an amen on that? But women who lead when driven by a mission or purpose are unstoppable. Susan B. Anthony once said, failure is impossible. We don't see failure. We see opportunity, and we are determined. If you tell us we can't do it, you don't tell a woman she can't do something. You tell her, oh, she's going to absolutely do the opposite. You just fuel the fire to make sure she's going to do that thing. So we play a significant role in, and we have great role models before us when it comes to women in leadership. And what I've learned is that great leaders don't seek power, they are called by necessity. And necessity called Susan B. Anthony, called Lucretia Mott, called Elizabeth Cady Stanton, called Harriet Tubman, called Sojourner Truth. Those women were called out of necessity because they felt that rights had been violated, whether it was for minorities or whether it was for women. So great leaders rose up out of them. So just like the need for leadership called those women, that same call for leadership is calling you, whether you are a woman or a man. We are in a pivotal moment in history, particularly for women, where we have an opportunity and a responsibility to show ourselves, our community, and the great women before us, and more importantly, to our faith, that through our leadership, we will show the world that they haven't seen anything yet, and that the best is yet to come. You see, society thinks that they can keep women in a box. The world thinks that they can control our bodies and our pay. The world thinks that if they can crush our spirit, keep us uneducated, get us caught up in our feelings, that we will just break down and cry. We're just going to shrivel up and become little victims. Ultimately giving up, checking out completely, and just, staying at home. Isn't that where women are supposed to be? They will try to make us feel guilty for being a powerful businesswoman versus being a mother. Like women can't balance the two. Truth be told, can men do it? Because typically men go out and do the work and they don't have to worry about the house because we've taken care of the house. But if we have to be both, is that a bad thing? No. Is it? No, it's not. So I wonder if men can really do that job. It won't matter. The world will still think we're less than. Oh, but look at our world. Yeah. Necessity calls for great women to emerge and take authority. Take back our dignity, pride, and respect for each other. Today, we celebrate our vote that has handed us an opportunity to change the world's view of who we really are, how strong we are, how courageous we really are, how we multiply what we do time and time and time again. Yes. We make huge sacrifices for our children, for our family, for our churches, for our community, even on the job. we are willing to go get the coffee. That's right. While we still bring in the biggest sales account of the year. We can, and the world will see what we really are made of. But we have to be prepared for what the world brings to us. And we've got to still be prepared for the struggle. We are going to have to stand firm, ladies. Stand tall. Put our Superwoman face on. Our Wonder Woman suit. Stand with the Wonder Woman power stand. Because the world will come still to try to put us in the place, or in our place, as they may say. Our hearts, they think, can't withstand the struggle or the sacrifice. But our leaders before us made the sacrifice and endured and overcame the struggle, which means we can do it too. But guess what? We not only have the strength for the power, we just got what it takes to change the world, to make it a better place. And we can't do it alone. It's going to take all of us to do that. But today we're celebrating what our great women have done before us. We're celebrating women's equality. Because that equality allows us to be at the table. That equality allows us to vote. Women, this is our season to lead lives, to lead community, to lead leaders, to keep equality for women at the forefront, using our power and to change the world, to empower the world, to inspire the world, to improve the world in making it a better place. Not to destroy it, not to pull it down, not to cut it off, not to ostracize or demonize. The women's rights movement made a difference. And today's women's vote outweighs the male vote. So we have a lot of power, ladies, if we just continue to exercise it. Despite the naysayers of the world, the woman's vote will lead among opposition. Her vote will lead among resistance. Her vote will lead among rejection. Her vote will lead among criticism. She will lead no matter how great the challenge, and she will lead no matter how difficult. No matter how hard it is, no matter how much she'll sacrifice, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much the world will hate her, no matter how much the world says she will never, ever accomplish her goals, no matter how much it brings her to tears. The celebration of our voting rights must live on. We must stay the course and not get laxed. As Dolores Herta, labor leader and civil rights activist, once said, "Walk the streets with us into history." Get off the sidewalk, ladies. We still have a lot of work to do. So the celebration must continue on. I'm going to end with a quote by Elizabeth Cady Stanton. And she says, "Hold on to our history. Don't give up and never quit fighting for our rights. No matter what you do, don't quit on each other. Don't quit on the community. And don't quit on yourself. And more importantly, keep voting. Our pathway is straight to the ballot box with no variableness, no shadow of turning. Celebrate our rights, lady, and keep voting."